There are a few things that I am weirdly interested in, but I don't usually make videos about these things because, well, I know that normal people don't really care about them, like smoking meats.
Smoking these meats here.
And vacuum insulated water bottles, wristwatches, and yes, vacuums. However, this product is one that I want to talk about, not just because Ecovac sponsored this video, but because I, as a consumer, have been waiting for this product category to exist for well over 5 years. This is the Deebot X1 Omni, and it's the world's first auto everything robot. It's insane. To fully appreciate all the bells and whistles on this thing, you really have to know about the generalized evolution of robot vacuums. The first ones were pretty dumb. They drive around aimlessly until their batteries died, with later models being able to relocate their docks and self-charge. In the early 2010s, laser-based mapping allowed for straight lines, virtual no-go zones, as opposed to old-school magnetic tape you'd have to put on the floor, and more sensible navigation, with even later models adding better camera-based mapping. By the late 2010s, well, we had obstacle avoidance and even auto-empty stations for near maintenance-free usage. Robot vacuums, they've gotten very good. However, one thing that almost every robot vacuum offers that's almost always very bad is mopping functionality. And for me, with a mostly hardwood floored office and mostly hardwood floored home, well, this has been a plight on my soul. Most robot vacuums just drag an increasingly dirty, slightly damp rag around the room, and while I guess that's better than nothing, it's hardly great at cleaning floors. Now, certain attempted improvements, such as vibrating that pad, has yielded marginal benefit, but requires a lot of oversight and maintenance with underwhelming results. No robot vacuum has also acted as a viable mopping replacement. Until now. The headlining feature of the Omni X1 is what Ecovac calls Osmo Turbo 2.0. Dual spinning mops that rotate at 180 RPM with a fair bit of downward pressure so that they're actively scrubbing floors. Even floors that are uneven, like the slate we have in our office bathroom. The X1 Omni actively vacuums and mops simultaneously to save time, and it even has a carpet detection mode to make sure that you don't wet anything you're not supposed to. But where this mopping functionality really shines is at the Omni Station. Because rather than just drag the same dirty mopping pads around for the duration of the clean, the vacuum will actually periodically back into its station, and behind the scenes, the station's basin fills up with cleaning solution, then the vacuum vigorously scrubs its pads against textured plastic risers while fully submerged in that cleaning fluid, which is effectively the same as hand scrubbing and wringing out a rag in a mop bucket. The basin then pumps the dirty soiled water into a waste tank, and your freshly cleaned mopping pads are able to continue where the X1 Omni left off. It's super cool. And you can even choose in the app how frequently the vacuum returns to the dock in order to clean those pads. But the Omni Station, well, it has a few other crazy cool tricks up its sleeve. First, the station will top up the robot's internal water reservoir, which ensures that the mopping pads stay wet when it's away from the station. When the Omni X1 backs in, it connects its tank fill port with a nipple that's connected to the clean water reservoir. On the other side of the vacuum's rear, there is a debris auto empty port, which will use the station's incredibly powerful motor to vacuum out the X1 Omni's dustbin into convenient, large, disposable bags. Last, when the robot has completed its task, the dock not only supplies power to recharge the Deebot's batteries, but it also pumps heated air into that compartment, drying your mopping pads in as little as 2 hours, reducing bacteria and odor if you don't want to swap out pads with every clean. I found that we can use the same pads daily for up to a week before they get grimy enough that I need to throw them in the washing machine. And with the generous 4-liter water reservoir, containers are easy to fill and empty. This dock permits this powerful robot to not just go days, but weeks without me ever needing to think about it. Barring one fairly major gotcha, and it's my primary complaint with this thing. The mop pads don't raise up high enough to allow the vacuum to navigate on carpet with the pads attached, meaning that if you want it to vacuum your carpets, you have to manually remove the mop pads, and you subsequently can't have your station located on the carpet. But that beef aside, the mopping station functionality and, well, mopping performance in general clearly make the X1 Omni impressive, but its list of capabilities goes so much deeper than that. Up to this point, I've really just focused on it being a mop, but it's also a really, really good vacuum. Its suction is the best I've ever seen in any of the dozen-plus robot vacuums I've ever tested. The suction, in fact, gets so high that it does tend to drain the batteries fairly quickly. Not a problem, because it returns to dock, but cleaning tasks in large homes can take a while, and frankly, I find that the not max plus, but max cleaning performance is more than sufficient. Ecovacs also does side brushes the best of any vacuum maker I've ever seen, and rather than just fling debris across the room, it gently grabs onto it and brings it into the main brush roller's path. As for the main brush roller, it's automatically height adjustable, and it gets into deep pile carpet very well, leaving beautiful carpet lines, which has always been Ecovac's mapping strength. But they've also not moved to an all-rubber brush, which has lately seemed to be the norm by most robot makers, and I am very appreciative for that because frankly, those just don't work very well in carpet, and this thing excels there. As has always been the case with Ecovacs, navigation and mapping is cream of the crop, best of the best. The time of flight depth sensor atop the bot makes navigation a treat. And when placed into a new environment, the quick mapping feature is amazing. It just instantly generates a usable map by driving through the center of all your rooms, rather than taking multiple full cleaning sessions like most other robot vacuums confusingly require. Something crazy neat, in my opinion, while not ultimately very necessary, are 3D maps, which virtualize doorways and even furniture automatically. Tapping a piece of furniture allows you to clean around it. Obstacle avoidance, however, is where things truly shine. It's even better than my old T8 AIVI, which was best in class. Not only is there a massively improved camera vision system, thanks to a dedicated processor that is 16 times more powerful than their previous model, but there's also TrueDetect. It's a new laser depth path scanner that is much better at seeing small objects like cables. As with previous Ecovacs products, that camera is not just used for AI vision, but you can also use the video manager to remotely control the robot, monitor its video feed, and communicate with whomever's in your house with two-way audio. The robot also has a light and audible warning, of course, so that when video monitoring is turned on, everyone is alerted for privacy protection. Last, that onboard mic also allows you to enable Yico, an onboard voice assistant. You can control and get statuses from the X1 Omni completely hands-free with natural language voice commands. Check it out. Okay, Yico.
I'm here.
Clean the bathroom.
Okay, stop current task and start area cleaning.
As you might be able to guess from its feature set and gorgeous design, this thing is not even remotely cheap, with an MSRP of $1,549 US. However, it is the biggest single generational leap that I have ever seen in the robotic vacuum market, and it's a huge improvement over prior generations. It's a legitimately excellent vacuum, and honestly, a very good mop. And it's been cleaning our office every single morning before we arrive. Our floors are spotless, it smells great in here, I've never had to untangle it from getting stuck in cables. I've spent maybe all of 10 minutes maintaining it over the last month. I love it, and I know that you will too. You can order it at ecovacs.com, Amazon, and bestbuy.com, and by using the link below, you can support the channel. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Do you have robotic vacuums? How have they changed your cleaning workflow? Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay snazzy.